the night I met the ghost, I had exactly $17 left in my bank account. Not 17,000, not 1,700, 17. I remember staring at the number on my phone screen while rain hammered against my car windshield. My old pickup truck sat in the parking lot of a closed grocery store outside a small town in Montana. The engine had died 3 days earlier. The landlord had evicted me that morning. My girlfriend had left 2 months before. At 26 years old, I had become the kind of man people looked through instead of at. I was invisible, and I was tired. The rain kept falling. I leaned my head against the steering wheel and wondered how my life had collapsed so completely. That was when someone knocked on the passenger side window. Tap, tap, tap. I jumped. A tall man stood outside. At least, I thought he was a man. The storm should have soaked him. But his black suit was perfectly dry. His silver hair moved in the wind, yet not a single drop touched him. The parking lot lights flickered. Something felt wrong, very wrong. I lowered the window halfway. "Can I help you?" I asked. The stranger smiled. "I believe I can help you." His voice sounded strange, not loud, not quiet. It felt like it was speaking directly inside my head. "I don't have money," I said. "I'm not asking for money." "Then what do you want?" The smile widened. "A deal." Every horror movie I'd ever watched suddenly flashed through my mind. "No thanks." The stranger laughed. "You're smarter than most." Then he pointed toward my phone. "You have $17.31. My blood froze. I hadn't shown him my phone. "How do you know that?" "I know many things." The parking lot lights flickered again. For 1 second, I saw his reflection in the wet glass. And there wasn't one. My heart stopped. The reflection of the grocery store was there. The reflection of my truck was there. But the stranger was missing. When I looked back, he was still smiling. "You," I whispered. "What am I?" I couldn't answer. Because deep down, I already knew. He wasn't alive. The stranger opened the truck door and sat beside me. I never saw him move. 1 second he was outside. The next he was inside. Every instinct screamed for me to run. But fear glued me to the seat. "My name is Victor," he said. "What are you?" Victor looked out at the rain. "Long ago, I was human." The temperature inside the truck dropped instantly. My breath became visible. Then Victor turned toward me. "I can make you rich." The words hit me like lightning. Rich. The one thing I'd dreamed about my entire life. The one thing I believed could solve everything. I laughed nervously. "What's the catch?" Victor's eyes darkened. "There is always a catch." Of course there was. "There are rules," he continued. "I don't like rules. You will." The ghost reached into his jacket. He removed an ancient gold coin. The coin looked hundreds of years old. Symbols covered its surface. Strange symbols. Symbols that seemed to move when I looked at them. Victor placed it in my palm. The metal felt ice cold. "If you accept my gift, money will come to you." I stared at the coin. "How much money?" Victor smiled. "As much as you desire." My pulse quickened. Millions. Billions. Surely not. Yet something inside me believed him. "What's the price?" Victor's expression became serious. For the first time, the smile vanished. "The richer you become." He paused. "The more someone you love will suffer." The truck became silent. Rain hammered against the windows. "What does that mean?" "It means every fortune requires balance." I shook my head. "No." Victor nodded. "Wise choice." He reached for the coin. But then I thought about my empty bank account, my eviction, my failures, my loneliness, and something dangerous happened. Hope. I pulled the coin away. Victor stopped moving. "What if I don't love anyone?" The ghost looked directly into my eyes. "Everyone loves someone." I thought about my younger sister, Emma, the only person who still answered my calls, the only person who still believed in me. What happens to them? Victor's face remained unreadable. "The universe collects its payment." The answer terrified me. Yet greed whispered louder. Just a little money, I told myself. Enough to get back on my feet. Enough to fix my life. Nothing more. I accept. The second the words left my mouth, thunder exploded above us. The coin became burning hot. A flash of white light filled the truck. And Victor disappeared. Gone. Completely gone. Only one thing remained. His final words. Remember, Ethan, the voice echoed from nowhere. The cost always arrives later. The next morning, I woke up in my truck. For a moment I thought it had been a dream. Then I looked down. The coin rested on my chest. My stomach dropped. It was real, every bit of it. I started the truck. The engine roared to life instantly. After being dead for 3 days, I sat frozen. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Hello. A lawyer spoke. Mr. Carter. Yes, I'm calling regarding your great-uncle Robert. I don't have a great-uncle Robert. You did. My heart raced. The lawyer cleared his throat. He passed away yesterday. I swallowed. Okay, there is one more thing. What? You inherited $3 million. My entire world stopped. $3 million. I nearly dropped the phone. The ghost had kept his promise. And I had no idea that the real nightmare was only beginning. Part 2, The Price of Fortune. For several minutes after the lawyer hung up, I sat frozen behind the wheel. $3 million. The number didn't feel real. People like me didn't inherit millions. People like me struggled to pay for gas. Yet by the end of the week, the money was sitting in my account. Every dollar, legal, verified, real. For the first time in years, I felt powerful. I bought a house, a beautiful house overlooking a lake. I bought a new truck. I bought expensive clothes. I bought everything I had ever dreamed about. And for a while, life was perfect. Then Emma called. My younger sister sounded exhausted. Ethan, hey. There was silence. Then she spoke quietly. I lost my job. My smile faded. What happened? They said budget cuts. I frowned. Emma had worked there for 6 years. The company was thriving. It didn't make sense. But people lose jobs every day. Bad luck happens. I didn't think much about it. Instead, I helped her. I sent money. A lot of money. Enough to cover rent and expenses. She cried. She thanked me. Everything seemed okay. Then another strange thing happened. My investments exploded. A financial advisor convinced me to invest in several companies. Within 6 months, every single one skyrocketed. Every one. Experts called it impossible. I became worth nearly $50 million. $50 million. News articles started mentioning my name. People wanted interviews. Investors wanted meetings. Women suddenly found me attractive. The world treated me differently. I loved it. But Emma called again. This time she was crying. Real crying. The kind that comes from pain. Ethan, what happened? I was in an accident. My heart dropped. What? A drunk driver hit me. I immediately booked a flight. At the hospital, I found her lying in bed. Her leg was broken. Her arm was in a cast. Cuts covered her face. The doctor said she would recover, but recovery would take months. I sat beside her bed all night. As she slept, I noticed something strange. The room became colder, very cold. Then I saw him, Victor, standing in the corner, watching. The ghost smiled. I jumped to my feet. Emma didn't wake up. Nobody else reacted, only me. Victor stepped forward. Congratulations on your success. What did you do? The ghost tilted his head. What do you mean? My sister. Victor's smile disappeared. I warned you. Rage exploded inside me. You caused this. No. His eyes darkened. You did. Then he vanished, leaving only cold air behind. For the first time, I understood. The price had begun. Months passed. I tried to stop thinking about Victor. I focused on business. My fortune grew larger. 100 million, 200 million, $500 million. Everything I touched turned into gold. Companies succeeded, stocks exploded, real estate doubled. People called me a genius. I knew better. It wasn't genius. It was the coin. The cursed coin never left my possession. Whenever I tried to throw it away, it somehow returned. Inside my pocket, inside my drawer, even once inside my shoe. Always waiting, always cold, always watching. Then Emma got cancer. The phone call shattered me. I remember standing in my penthouse overlooking New York City. The doctor explained everything: treatment, hospitals, chemotherapy, survival rates. I heard none of it. Only one thought repeated in my head: the universe collects its payment. Victor had told the truth. Every dollar I gained was being paid for by someone I loved. And Emma was paying the bill. That night, I drank until sunrise. When I finally fell asleep, I dreamed. I stood in a dark forest. Fog covered the ground, the moon glowed red, and Victor waited beneath a dead tree. Why? I asked. The ghost looked sad, actually sad, because that is the agreement. I never agreed to this. You accepted knowing there would be a cost. I didn't know it would be Emma. Victor nodded slowly. No one ever believes the price will matter. The fog swirled around us. You humans always imagine wealth will solve everything. He stepped closer, but wealth merely changes the shape of suffering. I wanted to hit him, to destroy him, to blame him, but deep down, I knew he wasn't entirely wrong. Because even after seeing Emma suffer, part of me still loved being rich. And that realization disgusted me. Emma fought hard. For 2 years she battled cancer. For 2 years I spent millions trying to save her. The best doctors, the best hospitals, the best treatments. Nothing worked. My fortune grew to $3 billion. And Emma grew weaker. One evening, she asked me a question. A question that destroyed me. Ethan, yeah, are you happy? I looked away. She smiled sadly. That's what I thought. Tears filled my eyes. What do you mean? Emma squeezed my hand. When we were kids, you used to laugh. I couldn't answer. Now you're rich. She paused. But you never smile. The room became silent. Because she was right. I owned private jets, mansions, luxury cars, businesses. Yet every morning I woke up feeling terrified. Wondering who would suffer next. Wondering how much worse things would become. Wondering if another person I loved would pay for my success. I wasn't rich. I was trapped. Emma died on a rainy Thursday. She was 30 years old. I was sitting beside her bed, holding her hand. Her final words were barely a whisper. Ethan, I'm here. She smiled, the same smile she'd had since childhood. I love you. Then she was gone, just like that. Gone. The world became empty. I sat there for hours, unable to move, unable to breathe, unable to accept reality. When I finally left the hospital, Victor was waiting outside, standing beneath the rain, dry as always. I walked toward him, my fists clenched, my eyes burning. The ghost didn't speak. Neither did I. For a long time we simply stood there. Finally I whispered, "Take it back." Victor nodded. "The coin. Everything." The ghost studied me. "Are you certain?" I thought about the billions, the mansions, the fame, the luxury. Then I thought about Emma. And the answer became easy. Yes. Victor reached into his pocket. The cursed gold coin appeared. Its symbols glowed red. "The moment you return this, your fortune ends." "I don't care. You will lose everything." I already lost everything. For the first time since I met him. Victor smiled with genuine kindness. Then he held out his hand. I placed the coin into his palm. The earth trembled. Thunder exploded overhead. The world flashed white. And everything vanished. I woke up in my old pickup truck. Rain tapped against the windshield. The grocery store parking lot surrounded me. My phone rested in my lap. The bank balance showed $17.31. Exactly as before. I stared at the screen, confused, disoriented. Then my phone rang. Emma, my heart nearly stopped. With shaking hands, I answered. Emma, hey, Ethan, she laughed. You sound weird. Tears instantly filled my eyes. Are you okay? Yeah, really. Of course, I couldn't speak. Because she was alive, healthy, alive. The deal had never happened. Or maybe it had. I still don't know. But I knew one thing. I had been given a second chance. Years later, I never became a billionaire. I never owned private jets. I never became famous. Instead, I worked hard. I started a small business. I failed, tried again, failed again, tried again. Eventually it succeeded. Slowly, honestly, the money came little by little. And every dollar felt earned. Most importantly, Emma remained alive, healthy, happy. Sometimes I still dream about Victor, standing beneath that dead tree, watching from the shadows, and every time before I wake up, he says the same thing. Remember, Ethan, the most expensive things in life are usually the ones that look free. And then he disappears into the darkness, leaving me with the lesson that took an entire lifetime to learn. Some prices are too high, even for unlimited wealth. The end.